It's been 6 weeks since we made the first deposit into the pie, and looking back now, it's actually been a pretty decent case study in what investing in this pie actually looks like early on. By week 6, it's covered where you're going down in week 2, waiting for your first ever dividend to show up, and wondering if it's ever going to work. Spoiler, it worked. But let's go through what actually happened, because I think there are some useful things in there for anyone who's either following along with their own copy of the pie, or thinking about starting one. Hello and welcome back to the Dividend Experiment, the channel that helps you build a portfolio that pays your bills. The content that we discussed is intended for information and educational purposes only, and should not be considered investment advice or investment recommendations. When investing, your capital is at risk. If this is the first you're hearing about the series, I'm documenting the whole thing week by week on the Almost Daily Dividends YouTube channel. Every episode covers the portfolio performance, the dividends that came in, what's going on with the individual stocks, and a Q&A section where I answer questions from the comments. If any of what follows sounds interesting, that's where to go to watch it to unfold in real time. For now though, here's the 6-week story so far. The early weeks, why nothing happens straight away. The first thing to get used to with this pie, and with dividend investing generally, is that income doesn't start immediately. And I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people expect it to. In weeks 1 and 2, nothing, 0 dividends. And that's completely normal because of how the ex-dividend system works. When you buy into the pie, you're buying 50 stocks at once. But each of those stocks has its own ex-dividend date. That's the cutoff date you need to own it by to qualify for the next payment. Miss that date by a single day and you're waiting for the next cycle. Then, even once you've qualified, the cash might also take some time to travel through clearing before it shows up in your account. So the early weeks are quiet. That's normal and just how it works. The good news is that once you understand the mechanics, the wait feels intentional rather than concerning. This is also why the minimum recommended starting deposit is currently £400 across 50 stocks, by the way. Start with less than that, and if you don't intend to add, then the fractional dividend payments from some of the lower yielding holdings might be so small that they just round down to 0. Trading 2-on-2 can't pay less than a penny, so anything below that threshold just disappears. £400 gives you enough exposure to each stock that even the smallest payers clear the threshold and actually land in your account. Week 2, when things got interesting. We hadn't even been going a week when the Middle East tensions escalated and markets took a bit of a knock. The portfolio dropped a little, but still held up a bit better than the market as a whole. Not falling catastrophically, but enough to notice, and enough to make it a useful thing to have happened early on in the series, as it turned out. The context also matters here, and this kind of dip is not unusual. Since 1980, the S&P 500 has had a decline of 5% or more in something like 93% of calendar years. The average maximum intra-year drawdown is around 14%, and yet the index has still averaged roughly 13% annual gains over the same period. There's been a compelling reason not to invest in basically every single year for decades, and the long-term trend has still been up. What the dip has also showed was how differently the individual stocks in the pie responded to the same event. Chevron was up, oil prices were rising. CF Industries was up, a similar reason, disruptions to fertilizer supply routes through the Strait of Hormuz. Royal Gold reversed a multi-year run. Microsoft was getting hit hard by AI uncertainty, down almost a quarter from its year-to-date high at one point. We went through all of this in the Week 2 episode if you want the full breakdown. Dollar cost averaging helped too. Because we were adding £100 a week, some of these weekly buys were happening at the lower prices, which meant that when things started to recover, those cheaper entry points were contributing slightly better returns. Not a dramatic effect at this scale, but the logic holds and compounds over time. Week 3, the first dividend arrived. 8p from Main Street Capital, which is a monthly payer, so is always going to be one of the more likely candidates to come through first. 8p didn't move the needle, the portfolio was still down, but honestly, people often say that the first dividend notification landing is more satisfying than it had any right to be at 8p. From there, it picked up fairly quickly. By week 4, we were at 69p total. Week 5 was the one that really felt like the pie was doing what it's designed to do, 5 dividends in 5 days. AGNC, Illinois Toolworks, Canadian Natural Resources, Walmart, and Chubb. 22p, 11p, 13p, 3p, 5p, 5 separate trading 2-on-2 notifications over 5 days. That's the almost daily part actually working. From week 5 onward in the episodes, I started breaking down each payment individually, which a few of you had asked for. Week 6 added Royal Gold, Main Street Capital again, Ecolab, Cardinal Health, Realty Income, and Agree Realty. 3 of those, Main, Realty Income, and Agree Realty, are monthly payers, so they'll be back in the next cycle too. The rhythm was starting to establish itself. And by the way, all of this is running through Trading 2-on-2, which is where the pie is hosted. I asked Trading 2-on-2 if they could give me a unique code that you guys can simply type into the promo code section. Sponsored code, terms apply. So if you've opened a new account recently or planning to open an account soon, then here it is, DivExp or DIVEXP, short for the Dividend Experiment. You have 10 days from opening your account to type this in and receive free fractional shares worth up to £100. I also get something as this is my custom code, so this helps you support the channel too. If you do use it, thank you for your support, and thanks to Trading 212 for sponsoring this video. How the projected income grew. One of the things I was keen to show you with this series was how the projected annual dividend income changes over time as you add to the portfolio. Here's how it looked across the 6 weeks. The initial deposit was £23.63 projected for the year. Week 1, up to £26.88. Week 2, £29.69. Week 3, £33.05. Week 4, £36.27. Week 5, £38.61. And week 6, £41.48. So the projected annual income is nearly doubled from where it started, just from 6 weeks of consistent £100 deposits. No clever financial moves really, no timing the market, just consistently adding. And that's the whole idea really. All of these projections come from Simply Wall Street, which is the software we use to analyse the portfolio each week. The portfolio itself is public, and there's a link in the description and pinned comment of every episode, so you can go and look at it any time you want without even needing to sign up. The data feeds directly from Trading 212, so what you're seeing is always live. If you did want to use it for your own portfolio, there's a free trial available and 30% off all subscription plans through that same link. It's a referral link, so signing up also helps support the channel, which is always appreciated. The capital side of things. In terms of the actual portfolio value, ignoring dividends for a moment and just looking at whether the shares themselves went up or down, the story across 6 weeks was pretty much what you'd expect. Down in week 1, down more in week 2 after the geopolitical shock, then recovering through weeks 3 and 4 as markets settled, and very close to break even by week 5, and then into positive territory for the first time in week 6, £15.76 ahead of the total invested, so a money-weighted return of around 1.5%. It's worth saying that 1.5% at week 6 is not a benchmark or a set guaranteed target. The timing of when you start, how much you add, and what happens in markets during your specific window will all produce a different number. This is just one example of what a reasonable outcome looked like in these particular 6 weeks. Citigroup has been the standout, up just over 20% in total return by week 6, which is a big number and well clear of anything else in the pie. The biggest loser in the pie switches from week to week, so stay tuned to see which stock will fare worse next week. What 6 weeks of investing actually teaches you. 6 weeks is a short window. Anyone drawing big conclusions from 6 weeks of data is still jumping the gun. But there are a few things in this period illustrated really well, things that are hard to fully appreciate until you've sat through them. First, the weight at the start is structural, not a problem. Knowing that dividends take time to come through is one thing. Sitting through weeks 1 and 2 with nothing in the account while you wait is another. Once you've done it though, you get it, and you won't be confused or worried about it if you start another dividend portfolio in future. Dips are less of a big deal than they feel. The week 2 drawdown felt significant in the moment, and looking back at the 6-week arc, it was just a blip that the portfolio absorbed and moved past. Most dips are. The reaction to a dip matters more than the dip itself. The investors who stayed the course and kept adding are now sitting on the same recovery everyone else got, plus the extra shares they bought cheaper during the low. The first payment changes something. I don't want to be too sentimental about 8p, let's be real. But there is something real about receiving the first dividend that a spreadsheet projection can't replicate. It stops being theoretical. That shift in how you think about it matters for staying consistent long term. I get comments like this where people say something similar to this all the time on the pie, so I know it's a pretty common experience. Consistency is the whole strategy. The projected income nearly doubled in 6 weeks with no cleverness involved whatsoever. Just weekly deposits into a diversified income portfolio. And that's it. The compounding logic of dividend investing is invisible in the short term and obvious over time. 6 weeks is early enough that you're still squinting to see it, but the direction of travel is becoming clear. Know what you're actually invested in. This is an income portfolio. It's closer in character to VHYL than to VWRP. It's designed to pay out regular dividends, hold up reasonably well in downturns, and be a relatively low drama place to accumulate income over time. If you want aggressive capital growth, this isn't the right tool for that. But if income is the goal, 6 weeks in, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to, and will grow from here. Conclusion. 6 weeks in, the portfolio is in profit, the dividends are coming in with regularity, the projected annual income has nearly doubled, and the community around the series has been brilliant. Good questions every week that have made the episodes more interesting than they would have been otherwise, so thank you for that. The honest summary, it's going pretty much exactly as expected, which doesn't sound exciting, but for a dividend portfolio at this stage, exactly as expected is actually the best thing it can be doing. If you want to follow along as it keeps going, the weekly episodes are all on the Almost Daily Dividends YouTube channel. Next, new one out every week. Plenty more to come. I'll see you over there. Hey, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, YouTube thinks that you'll like this one next. And if you want my free Dividend Commandments PDF, it's the checklist I use to spot red flags before I buy stocks. Link is here and in the description.